is Help America Vote Day, and while it's only January, now is the perfect time to make sure you have everything all in order for the general election November 5th. We're going to send things over to KTIV's Katie Koppel with more tonight on how you can be prepared.
Whether it's a local election, a presidential election, or any race in between, casting your vote on Election Day is a right enshrined into the U.S. Constitution.
Election Day should be all about making sure that your opinion is heard and that you go to the polls to express it.
Woodbury County Auditor Pat Gill says being registered to vote in your county ahead of Election Day makes voting a breeze.
Very convenient to register to vote. First and foremost, you can call our office and we will mail you a voter registration card. Most people register nowadays at when they're getting their driver's license. And even if you aren't registered and you have a driver's license, you can register online.
And if you'd like to help, Gill needs volunteers on Election Day to help everything run smoothly.
There is training involved, and we're stepping that up to make sure that we have a great election process.
At Morningside University, they help students not only register as voters in Woodbury County, but also help make casting a ballot easy.
We reach out to all the first-year students to make sure that they have an opportunity to register to vote. We work with the election office to make sure that we can have on-campus voting available to our students and actually to the whole community.
No matter your political affiliation or age, exercising your right to vote on Election Day ensures your voice is heard.
Voting is still a prized right, and I think a lot of students are taking stock in not only voting, but finding new ways to inform themselves and to be active, and they're finding other ways to be involved in the political process.
Reporting in Sioux City, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
And of course, for more information on how you can register to vote or volunteer as a poll worker this year, all you have to do is visit this story. It's on our website right now on KTIV.com.